In Chapter 1, David Runciman deals with coup d'état, a French expression used to refer to the act of seizing power from the government of a state. We are used to think of coup d'état as a dramatic seize of power from the military. Nowadays, this is not the case in the so-called Western democracy. The level of wealth and reduced exposure to violence have definitely reduced the chances of coup d'état as we traditionally imagine it. This is the starting point of Edward Luttwak's 1968 book on coup d'état, a practical handbook. This political scientist explains that there are no less than 5 different ways through which a coup d'état occurs. The first one is executive coup, when those in power suspend democratic institutions. Think of Hitler after winning the elections. The second, election day vote fraud, when the electoral fraud produces a specific result. This is the case of most of nowadays authoritarian countries. The third is strategic election manipulation, when elections fall short of being free and fair, but they are not openly stolen. The fourth, promissory coup, when democracy is taken over by people who then hold elections to legitimate themselves. The fifth, executive aggrandizement, when those already in power chip away at democratic institutions without overturning them. Now, the most interesting and most complex among these 5 is certainly executive aggrandizement. This is likely the most frequent of types of coup d'etat taking place in rich societies rejecting violence, and also the most difficult to assess. Why? Because this process takes place over a long period of time, usually years. If you have not followed the internal politics of a country, you may not know this is the case. The US under Trump is moving in this direction. Orban's Hungary has moved in this direction for a while now. But besides these examples, what does this tell us? Democracy is fragile, and we should constantly defend its mechanism to allow it to thrive. Slow and constant erosion of liberal democracy's procedures amount altogether to coup d'etat. An interesting take in these pages is the relationship between violence and inequality. On the one hand, our societies have become more unequal, but despite populist movement taking the lead to address the issue, there is rarely a breakthrough. I dare to say because these movements are often coupled with an extreme right ideology that often clashes with the underlying requirements of populism itself. Anyway, unlike in the past, despite societies becoming more unequal, there is no violence in contemporary democracies because they have done too much of a good job in creating a peaceful society. Quoting Walter Schiedel's The Great Lever, here, Runciman argues that violence in the form of war for the country's survival is often a key element ensuring that citizens work towards the common goal of democratic institutions. Even more, societies have never been able to address inequality without using violence.